Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Asia B, and I love talking about manifestation. I'm actually obsessed with manifestation, quantum leaping. It's literally my life, and it's just fun to talk about. It's fun talking about it with other people. It's fun experiencing manifestation. It's fun watching myself transform into different versions of myself. So, I wanted to come on here really quick and talk about the first, what most people miss in the manifestation process. Okay. And I was one of those people who constantly just wanted to find the perfect technique. Like, I need the technique. Like, I would read Neville. Like, when I first started reading Neville, I really didn't get what he was saying, right? I was just like, okay, get to the good part. Get to the meat and potatoes. Like, I want to know the perfect technique, the perfect affirmation. I want to know what it is. I don't care about knowing who I am as God. I don't care about none of that. I want to know the perfect technique. And I did that for about a couple of years, and I really wouldn't see any results. Okay. Mind you, I was always coming from a frantic and anxious state. Now that I look back at it, I was always like in a frantic, anxious state, always feeling down, not knowing how to calm myself down. I just wanted the perfect technique, and I would binge watch videos. Now I just watch manifestation videos just to like watch them, but not too much, okay? But before, I would just binge watch videos all freaking day long. Like, when is it going to happen? I was constantly looking for proof and validation, and I still fall into wanting that proof or validation, but I have to remind myself, like, okay, you don't need any proof or validation. You are the proof and validation. You have all the proof and validation that you need. You have all the reassurance that you need. So, yeah. Neville Goddard talks about it throughout his work on becoming, oh, sorry. Yeah. Neville Goddard talks about it throughout his work on becoming still and knowing that I am. Be still and know that I am. Okay. And he basically says, like, move into a state akin to sleep. Basically, just relaxing to the point where you are aware, but you're not aware. And just focus on the presence of I am, that stillness that's within you. I would skip over that. Like, I didn't care about that when I first started getting into Neville Goddard's work. I didn't care about that. I just wanted the perfect technique so that I could change my life. Then suddenly, I got coaching, and basically, this coach told me, like, the first thing you need to do is get your mind and body aligned and breathe. Just breathe. Just focus on regulating your nervous system and calming down. And I knew, like, that's what I was supposed to be doing, but I wasn't doing it because I was so used to figuring things out on my own. Yeah, I was used to figuring things out on my own and taking matters in my own hands. If I saw like manifestation wasn't working, I would take matters in my own hands and just do what I needed to do to make it happen, which backfires. It always backfires. So, once I started to place myself into, or just calming down and focusing on that presence of I am. So I'll do like 10 minutes of breath work. And once I'm done with those 10 minutes of like calming myself down, calming my nervous system, becoming more regulated, then I guess have inner conversations with myself or affirm to myself, like, there's this one A Course in Miracles lesson that I absolutely love. I don't remember like the number, but it says, I rest in God. So I took that and I started telling myself, like, I rest in peace. I rest in salvation. I rest in love. I rest in power. I rest in sovereignty. Okay. And I started telling myself, I am source. I am the Redeemer. I am the light and the way. I am the Alpha and Omega. I am God. I accept my awareness as God. I accept myself as God. Once I started to tell myself those things, it's like I started understanding the true essence of manifestation, which isn't about getting the thing. It's not about getting the thing. It's actually becoming the version of yourself that you desire to be right now, without needing that proof or evidence. And the only proof or evidence, like the only way to validate yourself is through calming yourself down and telling yourself, like, I am source. I am God. I am the light and the way. I am the Redeemer. I am the Alpha and Omega. And once I started moving into that, I started moving into more of a flow-based state, which I told myself, I am magnificent. I am opulent. I am loved. Love is all around me. Love is always reflected back to me. I always get special treatment. I always get what I want. Just like saying everything that I need to say. Well, I wouldn't say saying what I need to say, but saying the things that make me feel good, that make me feel powerful to myself. I'm not a techniques type of person where I have to visualize, and I really don't too much like that, or robotic affirming. I'm not into that. I just talk to myself in a way where I have what it is that I want. And sometimes I just decide that I have what I want, or I'm the person that I want to be. And suddenly I'm that person. Like for the past couple of weeks, I've been telling myself, like, I am a calm, relaxed, and secure woman. And of course, like, certain feelings come up where I don't always feel like that version of myself, but I just know I'm that version of myself. I don't stay in those feelings too long. Okay. So yeah, I started telling myself, like, I'm a calm, relaxed, and secure woman. And suddenly I started being led to prioritizing breath work and just talking to myself in a way, knowing that I am the power, that I am the source, that everything comes from me, that everything emanates from me, that life is happening through me. And as I started telling myself those things, shifts started happening very quickly in my life. And I started to notice, like, that love, that divine love that a lot of teachers talk about, I started to become more aware of it and notice like, oh, because I love the Rosie Life on here. I love her so much. Like, her content is so good. I think I watched a video on her talking about love, and suddenly I was inspired to like, you know what? It's so funny because I have hair on my face somewhere. I suddenly had this desire to like assume that love is reflected back to me wherever I go. And so her video popped up on my feed, and I was just like, okay. She was talking about love, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start focusing on love, or bringing my awareness to love and noticing how love shows up in my life instead of always being aware of the lack of it, because I was that person that was always aware of the lack of love. So okay, so my video cut off because someone knocked on my door. But as I was saying, I was always aware of the lack of love in my life. And of course, that's what life was reflecting back to me. That was what 3D was reflecting back to me, no matter what. So as I start to focus more on love, even in like the most mundane things, like I went to go feed the ducks the other day at the park, and I enjoyed it, and I just felt the presence of love between me and the ducks, and the presence of love in the water, and the presence of love. Like I went to a bakery and I got a cannoli for the first time. I felt the presence of love in that dessert because it was just so perfect. It was perfect. And I was like, is this the divine love all the teachers talk about? Like finding that love in everything and seeing how God shows me that love through everything and everyone. I was hanging out with my friend. I had went on a hike with her like the other day, and for her birthday. This was her first time, and she was telling me like, I appreciate you, thank you for bringing me here, like this is the best birthday ever. And she was also reflecting my assumptions back to me, because I told myself like, I have the most amazing friendships, my friends value me, my friends love me, they support me, and different things like that. And she was reflecting my assumptions back to me, and she was just telling me like, thank you so much, like this was so fun. And she was just like speaking life to me, speaking life into me. And I thought to myself, that is that love. That is that love. People, strangers complimenting me, that is that love. So I started asking myself like, what if I can just focus more on that, or just be more aware of that love through everything? What will happen? What will shift in my life? And suddenly I started to become more fulfilled. Again, when we're always focused on the lack thereof, aka my manifestation isn't here now, because I have been that person. My manifestation isn't here now. Yeah, that's all you're gonna see. The lack of that manifestation. You're going to experience a lack of fulfillment. Never satisfied. Things aren't never enough. And that's something that the coach I hired would tell me. Like, yeah, you can like try to make something happen in the 3D, but you still won't end up fulfilled. because that fulfillment comes from you and not what you do, or not any movement in the 3D. That's not what true fulfillment is. There's also this book that I've read multiple times called Love is a Fire. I don't want to say the name wrong, but it's called Love is a Fire. And it's all about the dance with the divine, the relationship with the divine, and how we long for that fulfillment or God's love, or that I am, that presence of I am, not the things. I cannot tell you how many times I've received manifestations and I just was not fulfilled. I still wasn't fulfilled. I'm like, I want more. And of course, that's how it's going to be. But I thought that those things outside of myself or my manifestations would fulfill me. But no, becoming aware of love, I am, God, source, whatever you want to call it, within or internally, is the most fulfilling thing that we can do, not the techniques. It's not the techniques. So I wanted to create this video because I'm talking to the people who were just like me. The people who are constantly looking online for the perfect technique, for the perfect money technique, for the perfect love technique, or just, I would just say the perfect technique to manifest love, to manifest money, to manifest whatever it is that you want. Stop looking for it. Go breathe, go do some breath work, and remember who you are. I am God. I am Source. I am the Alpha and Omega. I am the Redeemer. I am the light and the way. I am the life and the resurrection. I am the operant power. Remember that first, then go do your technique. Then assume it's done. And that's all you need. Okay, so that is all for today. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.